Hi, I'm Warren Roberts. I'm the founder of Living Legacy Forest. Today I'm going to tell you 3 absolutely shocking truths that you don't know about death. But first, I'm going to tell you about why I created Living Legacy. 15 years ago, I lost my best friend. She really was my best friend, and she died straight after an operation. And I remember someone at the funeral, they put their hand on my shoulder and said, "Warren, are you okay?" And I said, "I'm fine." And I thought I was fine because I hadn't even cried at the funeral. Obviously I wasn't fine. All I had done was just cut off from feeling the hurt and the loss and the grief. And it made sense to cut off from it because I was like, well, what's the point of loving someone? What's the point of feeling at all? If the more that you feel, the more you hurt when you lose those people, what's the point of it all? And it lasted for 7 years. For 7 years, I was just completely cut off inside, and it wasn't until I spent time in nature that it felt good to feel again. And it didn't just feel good, it felt beautiful. So I spent more time in nature, and the more time I spent, the more beautiful everything got. And it really was beautiful, and I thought to myself, wow, imagine if people's ashes were inside trees, and instead of connecting to what we'd lost, instead of connecting to the pain and the grief, we could connect to the beauty that their life created. We could connect to the privilege of being alive and being a part of life, and the beauty of having people that we still love with us. And that's at the heart of Living Legacy. That's why I created it. And that's why I want you to be a part of creating our beautiful forests. So how do you get to choose what you become? How do you get to leave a legacy that you're going to be proud of? A legacy that hopefully your children can look up to in awe and beauty, can hear the sound of the wind blowing through its leaves, can breathe in the air that it creates, can smell it, and know that we're all a part of that. How do you get to be a part of this when we've been so different in the past? In the past, people would become graves, and as a community, we'd create graveyards. Where now, people are becoming trees, and we're creating beautiful forests. Well, the good news is we've done all the hard work. We've developed the highest caliber of soil science. It's been independently tested and verified. It's been adopted by the best government cemeteries in Australia and adopted by state government departments around Australia. It also means that the trees that you create, they create habitat for endangered species like platypus, quokka, bandicoot, black cockatoo. And it really makes a difference. So all you have to do is basically choose your type of tree, choose your location. Now forest experts, they do the rest. We treat the ashes so they can sustain life. We help you plant the tree, and we create the forest in a way that they truly perpetuate and continue life. Your Living Legacy tree, it's not just a living memorial tree. It's a tree that creates thousands of seeds and seedlings, and that's how your life is truly perpetuated. I think it's the only way we can really offer people perpetuity is when your life is perpetuated. So when you become a Living Legacy tree, you become thousands of seeds, thousands of regenerating seeds. That's the circle of life, and that's how we honor it. Now, we've done something extra special to really make sure this makes an impact. Every time someone chooses to become a Living Legacy tree, we donate an extra 200 offset trees to be planted in that person's name. Why 200 trees? Because 200 trees creates more air than a person breathes in a lifetime. And it means even if only 10% of Australians choose to become a beautiful Living Legacy tree, it means the collective impact of those trees is almost 500 million trees. how we leave the world really can change the world. Thank you.
Becoming a tree when we die seems like the right thing to do. It's the circle of life. Instead of people visiting a grave to mourn, they visit a beautiful, life-giving tree. But ashes actually have the same pH level as bleach and oven cleaner, so the untreated ashes harm the soil biology and tree health. But what if it really was possible for a person's ashes to create new life with a tree? Living Legacy patented organic science turns cremated remains into energy molecules like nitrogen, which helps the soil biology and tree to grow. We offer options for you to grow potted trees inside the home or outside in your garden. Here's the story of one of our first patrons. He had kept the ashes of his late mother for almost a year before choosing to turn her ashes into a Living Legacy tree. He chose a jacaranda tree, which she planted herself 1 month before she passed. She loved purple. Every December, the tree rains purple flowers on her birthday. He collects some of the seeds from the flowers and replants them around his neighbourhood. Each time you plant a Living Legacy tree, we plant 200 offset trees around the world to create more air than a person breathes in a lifetime. All the trees and the person's legacy story are connected on the Living Legacy app. How you leave the world really can change the world.